All right, this is my third day of checking this trap line. I wasn't really gonna film it, but it's just such a beautiful morning. I figured I would. Super foggy, really picturesque. So, got a trap, no creatures. Let's check. Bait cleaned out. Well, it tells me that something came by, just able to get it out. So I'm actually gonna pull this one and yeah, just kind of, I'm gonna mainly focus on beavers now. Yesterday I checked traps and nothing. I actually pulled most of my raccoon traps just because I'm running out of time. The only time I have during the day is just a couple hours for skinning, maybe an hour or 2 hours a day for skinning, and I'd rather use that time to skin a beaver rather than a raccoon, so that's what I'm focusing on. So I got 2 raccoon traps out. I still have, I think, 3 beaver traps. Look down there. This is interesting. My raccoon trap's gone. Oh, fuck a mother. There it is. Something. Oh, I caught something. Damn it. Must have been a big raccoon and got his paw out. It's kind of wild. Well, it's 2 traps now. Let's go check my other raccoon trap. Got 2 box traps. We'll see what's in there. All right. Nothing in the box trap. I'm a little surprised by. Figure with the movement, there'd be by here. Take a look at the next one. All right, next box trap empty. Doesn't look like anything's even bothering touching it, so. Now we'll move on to the beavers. See what's moving there. Man, I'm telling you, what a beautiful morning though. So far I've been checking traps, you know, about 5:20 a.m. and it's really hard to navigate your way around in that kind of darkness, but it's kind of lit up like this, it's a lot easier. So I got 2 330s up here. This is some kind of trail, beat up trail. Got 2 330s up here next to a ponderosa that's been chewed up, and then a little bit further on we got a second one. So we'll check that. So I found when you're navigating around in the dark, this might seem pretty obvious, but I don't normally check traps, you know, at night. Having a very visual idea where you are, or like a marker, is good. You know, so this chewed up ponderosa right next to this heavily used trail is going to lead to my trap, which is unset. So yeah, we'll leave that one a little bit longer. I'm gonna pull these traps here tomorrow, actually. Got one more trap. Muskrat out there. One more trap. A little bit further on. This is where I caught that big 60-pound beaver. Now this one's pretty easy to spot too. But another big trail. And then you got my trap. I'm actually gonna move that one today. I don't think they're moving up here currently, so I'm gonna move it. There's a spot across the pond I wanted to try out. Just see, but you can see them in there. Beavers are chewing up here like crazy. They just haven't been moving on this trail. So I'll pull this trap, reset it. I'm gonna reset or check my drowners. I don't think I've got any movement on the drowners. And probably call it. So we'll see what happens. Those drowners have not produced anything yet. I don't have any real expectations for them. But either way, beautiful morning to check trap lines. Bummed I missed out on, looks like 2 raccoons. No beavers, which is a bummer, but that's just how it goes. So, all right. Well, I believe I found the issue. It's like the beavers are moving up around here. Why aren't they moving here, you ask? Because someone left the safeties on. Always take your safeties off. That is trapping 101. Man, that is a bummer. I cannot believe I've forgotten that. I mean, I can. I was pretty excited when I got this thing, but still, Jesus. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and unset this. Actually, I might just move it right there. If they're still coming up here, maybe it makes sense to just put it right here. Although, I don't think they're actually moving up here now that I'm looking at it, because there's nowhere for them to go. So I'm gonna move this trap and reset it somewhere else. So, well, here's my last traps. Something moved that. Did not set off, which is kind of annoying. But you know, it's telling me that they finally checked these out. These have been here for a couple days. And then this one too was also moved, but not set. It was just moved. So I'm gonna put new caster on these and just, yeah, see what happens, I guess. That's interesting. So I mean, they were moving last night, you know, at least they're checking these out. So that's definitely a positive. Maybe tomorrow we'll finally get something. All right, so I moved one of my 330s right here. I'm gonna set this up here. So kind of the idea, my idea, I don't know if it's a good idea. Set this here. We'll back it up. Actually, let's see this. Get this thing just right. There we go. So this is that beaver. This is a beaver trail. It's gonna come right up here. I put some debris in the way, obviously, so it's gonna hopefully just push itself straight through there. Let me tip this back just a little bit. Not that it probably matters that much, but I put, you know, I put a couple leaves across the bottom there just so it doesn't get uncomfortable when it feels that. But notice I took the safeties off this time. This might sound silly, but I brought these sticks in. These are lilac sticks. You can, if you have access to sticks, you can just obviously use whatever's available on the land. But in this area, we don't have a lot of trees normally, but I'm in a gravel pit full of trees, so I actually have a lot of access to sticks. Otherwise, when it comes to beaver trapping, raccoon trapping, I end up bringing a lot of my stuff with me because empty cornfields don't exactly have a whole lot of sticks you can use. Same with river bottoms that are full of nothing but you know, cornfields and stuff. I mean, you just don't have a lot of access to this thing. So, but we'll try this spot. It looks like they used it last night. Like, this trail's wet still, so I'm hoping tomorrow we'll pick one up out of here. But that's my last trap set. I set up one more drowner. I should have showed you that one. It was kind of cool setup. I'll show it to you tomorrow when I pull a big old beaver out of there. Yeah, boy. So I'm actually, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna leave that and we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's the last day for me anyway. I'm gonna pull my traps and call it good. But man, this beautiful, beautiful morning. The only thing I need right now is a cup of coffee and 2 dead beavers. So if that's 330, so I have 2 330s. If the one that's been sitting for a couple days here doesn't produce anything, move it down there so I can see where those beavers are coming up and down out of here. They're definitely moving into this drainage ditch. But this trail leads right down there. This comes right off that pond. I could throw my waders on and set one up over there, but I think I'll just set it right there in that kind of groove, that canyon, and pull out some beeve. All right. Last clip. Also, you know what? This is just beautiful scenery. If any of y'all are sitting in your home or in some city somewhere, this might be kind of a nice reprieve, you know. See a little. Oh fuck! You know what? Never mind. I can set right there. That's even better. Look at that. The only worry I have about setting 330s along drainage ditches like this is in Minnesota is technically, these drainage ditches can be considered public land. And this is private land, so it's the ditch. But the high water mark on these drainage ditches is public land, so I mean, you could put a 330. I'd have to double check the laws, but my concern is, here's another one, jeez. Yeah, I should be focusing on this creek. My concern is that somebody brings their dog out pheasant hunting and the dog runs to the trap and gets killed. It'd be a shame. So I might just keep focusing my attention on the pond itself, because they're obviously in the pond. They're just coming out here to forage for food. Yeah, look at that. Another big beaver trail. A lot of beavers out here, tell you what. Anyway, hope you all have a blessed day.